Hey guys, here with the 2023 Toyota Prius Prime, and wanted to give you guys a 15,000 mile update on the car. I've almost had the car a year at this juncture, and tomorrow I'll be heading in for 15,000 mile service at Toyota. So I guess since my last update major update at 10,000 miles, I wanted to give you some recent developments in that time. And one of the most significant things I had, aside from the rear door recall that cropped up, and the replacement of the interior weather stripping, which I think I mentioned previously, Toyota did make good on replacing that at no charge. One of the other issues that came up was a charging system malfunction error. And what I'll do is I'll link the video that I did, brief video, when I was on my first really long trip with the car. I'll link it down in the description, so I'll share that video with you. Basically, what happened was I was charging, and I think I was outside. I was actually charging at a relative's house, and what had ended up happening was the charging session went fine. You know, I was able to, I completed it, you know, late in the night. I started in the afternoon, and basically everything was fine. I disconnected the cable, the charging completed at 100%, and then the next day when I went to power on the car, I got a charging system malfunction error, and it said, you know, bring it into the dealer. So obviously I was pretty far away from home in another state. So what I planned to do is, if it persisted, I actually also looked it up online, and actually that's a good resource. I will say, if you guys are having issues, I found that very helpful with my original Toyotas and my earlier Priuses. A lot of those issues, there's a really good user group, I think it's called Prius Chat, that provides a lot of helpful information, you know, because many people are experiencing the same issues, and a lot of times you could find a lot of good tips, and you can kind of get updates from priuschat.com, or you just do a search. You'll find a lot of people have had the same issues that you are experiencing. So or if you're just looking for general advice, obviously, of course, YouTube has a lot of do-it-yourself videos or information. But so I wanted to share, so I got this charging system malfunction error, and I had it for the better part of the day. I had some driving to do. So subsequently, I plugged in the car again, and I read that if you do a couple, sometimes it will clear up. It's due to charging in direct sunlight, or if it's really hot conditions. And actually, it was pretty warm that day. But to be really honest with you, I actually do recall the error very quickly popping up when I was pulling into my garage. I wasn't even charging the car. I was actually pulling into my garage after, it was a fairly warm day, after a day at work, and it popped up for about a second, and then it went away on its own, and I wasn't even charging the car. So anyway, on this occasion, like I said, after I was charging overnight, the next day when I went to start up the car, for the entire day, I had the error message pop up, and I went driving, came back, charged again, it was still there, and then I did some driving again, did some errands, and then charged one more time, and basically the error cleared, like it was gone. So what will happen is, you'll see the charging system malfunction, it will come up with a check engine light. Unfortunately, I didn't have like a scan tool or anything to plug in, as like I said, I'm away from home. So what I did do is reach out to my Toyota dealer. So I was a little disappointed in a sense, because I was hoping, you know, they said, well, you know, if it disappeared, let us know if it comes back. And I was reading some of the comments. One of the guys told me that they got the same error, and even though the dealership, or even though the error cleared, the dealership actually replaced the entire charging system, or charging connection, I think. So I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it, obviously, and I'm bringing it in for service tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to mention it and ask if they can check if there's any residual codes. Obviously, the check engine light, as you can see, is not on, but that was kind of disconcerting. So yeah, I've noticed. Like I said, I think it's basically it's sort of like I said that this is a newer car, newer technology. There are certain things, certain times, like as I'm using the car, it seems like the infotainment like flakes out a little bit. Like I can't, if I'm going to, set the stations. Let's say I want to listen to Sirius, or I want to listen to something. It gets a little weird. Like it doesn't respond, and it's almost like I have to like kind of cycle through stuff, and then it works. So I've noticed things like that. Yeah, so by and large, like I said, the major development was that charging system thing, and I hear that it's hopefully maybe they'll have some type of fix for it. I don't know. So that's one thing. I guess like I said, I'll be bringing it in to check up on the fluids. I think they just basically do our tire rotation, so they're not doing any oil changes. I guess that will be at 20,000. But I'm definitely really want to be cognizant, really want to stay on top of this, because if it is an issue, I definitely want to catch it during the obviously the warranty period that I have going. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Yeah, so far, like I said, the other thing I've also noticed, the temperatures, obviously we're in the heart of summer now, being as July. So I think I've definitely done earlier videos where I talk about how the cold weather affects your mileage range. And on my previous videos, I was updating you guys in the spring, and I think I was getting it, I think about 50 to 52 miles on average. I think it was about 50 miles on average on my battery, on my EV range. Well, since the temperatures have been hitting in the 80s and 90s, that's actually dropped back to, I'm going to say, about high 40s, 45 miles of range. So the warmer temperatures, and I know what you guys are going to say, well, obviously you're using air conditioning. I gotta be honest, I have the air conditioning on at a very low level, but I think it's really more of an issue with the heat itself and the battery performance. I think the battery ideally wants to be between, let's say, I don't know, I don't have the exact specs, but it's good. It seems to perform best when it's in like the 50s to 70 degree range. Seems like it's ideal temperature from what my observations. So that's another thing I've noticed. So warm weather and extreme cold weather definitely affect your EV mileage range. With that said, the car is still driving well. Basically things, I'm still using it for my daily commuting. I've been able to, again, I'm still on the original tank, the tank of gas that I put in. Probably at this point, it's probably been well over about a month. So I still got about 367 miles remaining. On average, I think at this juncture, I'm probably using about 7 to 9 miles of gas a day for my 56-mile round-trip commute. So all in all, it's pretty good. And yeah, my biggest concerns, like I said, is that charging system error. I'm just hoping, and hopefully the rear door locks will be fixed. They'll get that recall, basically taken care of. So anyway, like I said, if I see other issues, I will definitely keep you guys updated, but that's one of the most significant things. Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care.